Nearly a year after it first premiered, I am still a bit floored by My Dress Up Darling's second season. I just don't think I've ever seen a romance anime manage to scale up the depth of its story and relationships so much without losing the charm that made it so endearing in the first place. Add in some jumps in production quality and character design, at least in my opinion, and this is a season of anime that barged into my favorites list and hasn't left since. My Dress Up Darling is understandably focused on the romance between Marin and Gojo. But if you asked me what really made Season 2 special, something to remember, I would point at the supporting cast of characters. Amane and Akira are new friends of our main couple, but from the moment they enter the frame, they steal the show. These are characters that I find myself thinking about long after the show is over. This anime is about the power of acceptance, the ways that we can find identity and community in fandom, and Amane and Akira embody that idea more than anyone else. Their stories are not about romance, but they are undoubtedly about love. They are injections of maturity and introspection into an otherwise lighthearted romp through cosplay and high school drama, each half elevating the other. So today, I want to look at both Amane and Akira, breaking down what makes their story special and how they fit into the larger puzzle that is My Dress Up Darling. I won't be doing it alone, though.
My name is Alyea. I am a voiceover artist here in Dallas, Texas, and I play the role of Akira in My Dress Up Darling Season 2.
That's right, we have a guest. Hannah was kind enough to lend me some of their time to talk about what they saw in Akira's character, and how that manifested in their performance. This is the first time I've done something like this. I think it's really cool to get the perspective of the actual English dub voice actor that you can then turn on and see in action. I'm also going to be structuring Hannah's portion of the video like a video essay rather than a traditional interview, sort of an extension of my usual format. If you want to see more like this moving forward, more than maybe any other video, liking and subscribing helps a ton and will get this in front of as many people as possible. Thank you so much in advance. Let's start with Amane, who I will tackle. The thing that makes his character practically jump off the screen when we first get to know him is the real feeling of stakes that he adds to the equation. Up until now, all we have had are vague allusions to Gojo's past when it comes to more serious moments, and Marin, of course, is like a ball of sunshine that everyone admires all the time. This makes Amane's backstory come crashing in like a wrecking ball. That entire sequence in the third episode is spectacular television. The tactile sound effects, the POV shots, Amane's gentle voiceover, they tell a story of someone being given the space to find their identity without judgment. Even when his classmates make fun of him, when he feels alone and sad, cosplay gives him the chance to feel seen as he wants to be the person he wants to be. Amane learns to love himself through fandom. And then the way that all of the air gets sucked out of the scene when Amane's girlfriend finds his cosplay is a true whiplash moment. The sort of heavy beat that I frankly didn't ever imagine this show taking. These are real stakes, confrontation and social ostracization that we don't get to see with Marin and Gojo. You shouldn't do this. This isn't normal. These are seriously damaging things to hear from someone close to you. I love that Amane sort of tries to laugh it off in the present, and that it's Marin that is the one to give that memory its deserved weight. Amane is strong and knows who he is at this point, but Marin and Gojo help him to see that other people can love him for who he wants to be too. It's easy to become jaded to others after what he went through, but Amane is able to open his heart again. Not only that, but he is able to impart some of this perspective to Akira later in the season. Both of them take on mentor roles of sorts to our main pairing, but it's never as straightforward as that. The journey of loving ourselves is a lifelong one, And seeing all of these friends learning from and leaning on each other demonstrates that idea of love being found in community more than anything else. Akira is of course the other supporting character that gets a spotlight in this season. Unlike Amane, she is rejected by her family for her fandom, and buries her true self deep down for years. Eventually though, she too finds identity and love in community. Enough from me though, let's pass it off to Hannah.
I think she's another side of this human experience of what it means to be someone who's weird. In her story, from a very young age, she wanted to be, this nerd, this someone who enjoyed the smaller things and was shunned for it. She was punished for it. So for a long time, she thought it was wrong. So I think it's important, as somebody who's grown up in a very religious conservative background, like I identify with that there were a lot of things that in my upbringing I was told I was not allowed to do, that I wasn't able to do. And so I feel like I missed out on a good chunk of my own childhood because of it. But as you grow older, you find those people that kind of widen your own view on life and give you the opportunity to decide that for yourself. What Akira and I have differently, as her as a character and then myself as a person, is that I'm very much an extrovert. I love to talk to people. I love to interact with people. But there is a part of me that does identify with Akira. There's those quiet moments, or maybe having a hobby or an interest that you don't think that many people will like. And so you kind of keep it on the down low because you're like, I don't know if people are going to think that I'm weird because I have these interests, or I don't know if they're going to like me anymore if I mention that I, do this hobby, or I listen to this music, or I watch this certain TV show. And even though my whole life does not match Akira, I can understand and be able to pull from those same kind of experiences. And that's where I kind of pulled from Akira, are those moments of like, yeah, I kind of do this thing, and I guess it's whatever. And that's what makes it really cool when she finds her community that does accept that. Akira was one of the few characters that I was able to do that was much more in my lower register, and very opposite of the character archetype that I'm usually cast as, which made me so excited because as an actor, I'm like, I can do it. I just need to be given the opportunity. I usually am the comedic character, the high energy character, or a child. I've not been given a lot of opportunity to have more of the quiet, the subtle, the deeper in my register. And so it was very refreshing because I love every job that I do, and the opportunity to be in the booth is a huge privilege. But to be able to play a character that is so different than what I'm normally playing, or different than who I am as a person, is what voice actors or voice acting is and should be, in my opinion. That's what I enjoy about it, is that I can be whoever. Does not matter what I look like. It matters what I can do behind the mic. And so it was really exciting for me to be able to get behind the mic for Akira, because she is a complicated, very cool, subtle at times kind of character that can also be off the walls with the energy. Fun fact, that scream she does at the end in the last episode, I have never screamed like a teenage girl ever in my life. When I yell as a human being, I go, ah, like I don't scream. I didn't even know if it was possible for me, but I had seen the episode prior to my session. So I do that sometimes just to see how vocally stressful or strenuous it's going to be, so that I can properly warm up before I go into my session. And I saw that and I went, oh, can I do that? Can I do this? So literally before walking out the door to go to the studio, I popped into my own studio booth and I just closed myself in there and just went, ugh. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. We're good. And then I left just to make sure that I could do the whole actual like girly girl or girly pop scream, because I was unsure if I could do that. But I'm always willing to try, and apparently I can. So, and that scream was a one-take wonder. I did it in one go, and it was fantastic. It was so much fun. She's such a dynamic character that, again, sometimes with anime being anime, which is not a bad thing, you don't always get the chance to voice characters that have such character growth or, peeling back the layers to who they really are. And Akira is one of those characters. So I really treasure the opportunity that I had to be able to voice her because she has such depth. And not only that, she's in an incredible, in my opinion, one of my favorite animes. Once I watched it, I was like, you gotta watch the show. You gotta watch the show. It's so good. The animation's phenomenal. The story's really well. The characters are written really well. And so I think it will always have a place with me because she is a special character. Like I said, every character I voice has a piece of me. Some of them just have larger pieces, And so I think it's those that you really fit a larger piece of yourself that kind of stay with you. And I would say Akira is that for me.
My Dress Up Darling's second season is really special. A huge part of that is due to Amane and Akira as supporting characters. They add stakes to the equation, real ways that these passions can impact your life and relationships. It's not just a negative though, and both Amane and Akira demonstrate the importance of being your true self. How are you going to love yourself if you're hiding who you are? How is anyone else supposed to? In an anime that is mostly just plain old fun, these interjections of truly thought-provoking material give the entire story a bit more heft. Love is complicated, and giving it more facets outside of just romance really turned My Dress Up Darling Season 2 into something you can chew on long after it ends, much like I have for nearly a year now. And that ends today's episode of Love and Anime. I really hope you enjoyed this one. I've been wanting to blend video essays and interviews together for a long time now. A massive thank you to Hannah for their contributions to this video. I encourage you to check out any of their other work in anime or otherwise. I will include links to their socials in the description below, as well as a theater production company for anyone in the Dallas area. If you enjoyed the video today and like video essays about romance, anime, and romance anime, liking and subscribing helps a ton and will keep you in the loop, as does hitting the hype button on the mobile app. Seriously, all engagement on this one is super appreciated. I'm Slam Anime, and I'll see you next time.